Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a strange little video. I'm not going to be creating anything from scratch today. I'm going to be finishing up some projects I started yesterday in the fabulous Layout Palooza class taught by Christina Sword. And the work I've done so far are entirely by her design, and then we're kind of left to finish them up with photos and to make of them what we will as we get them, ready for our own memory keeping and our own albums. So as I was working on this morning, this is a card that we did with scraps and leftovers from some other projects that we did earlier in the day. And I had this piece of an acetate floral patterned paper, I guess, from Paige Evans Wonders. And this are from Wonders. This is a sticker sheet from Amy Tangerine. This ticket and that ticket and this little journaling spot are from a Maggie Holmes sheet. And this is a bit of Vicki Boutin's color study. And the envelope, of course, I think I said that, is also Paige Evans. So this was really cute, and it was cute on its own, but I think I used that piece, otherwise I'd have lost it. And it kind of added just a little bit of shimmery shine to this card that I'm going to send to my sister later today. And as I was doing that, I thought, well, I have all these other things to finish, and I'd really rather do that than make a new video. And then I thought, well, why not make a new video of finishing some other projects? So we'll see how this goes. And I will tell you that everything here that I've done, I absolutely love, and I have some ideas. Let me start. I'm not sure where to start. I'm going to start with the first one we did during the day, the sporty kind of page. Now, the original design is Christina's, and this is a cut file that we cut apart. And there were two cut files. She cut it in black and in white, and then we offset it so there'd be this shadowing effect there. This is a piece of red cardstock that's kind of going to be the base for my photos. And this paper, I don't have the, it's just gorgeous artsy paper. And this is both the A side and the B side kind of cut into just little random strips and not even attempted to be cut straight. And I've got three more little bits here that I'm going to back in white cardstock. And this is rather heavy cardstock. I don't need cardstock that heavy. I don't have any scraps. You know what I'm going to do? Because I don't want to walk away from the camera, and because I have this, I wanted to back it in white. Why not? And then I was going to put foam on the back of it, so why not back it in foam? Let's just do that. Let's see, and do I want the red side? I think I do. It was hard deciding which side there. Let me pull the other projects away for the moment. The photos I'm going to use on here are these two, so I do need to cut them out. And then, well, it would be nice to get the other stuff off the table if I am using my trimmer. I do that occasionally, and yesterday I was doing the double page layout with all the squares on it, and I needed to cut something, so I cut like without moving the project off the table. And somehow I picked up one of the squares and I lost it. And I didn't have that pattern in that size anymore. So I was out of luck. So I actually had to embellish in the area where that part of a square should have been. I looked everywhere for that. And I wasn't filming, so it was normally, I only mess up like that when I'm filming. But in this case, okay, so I need a new trimmer blade, I guess. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, since that got quote unquote distressed in the trimmer, I'm gonna distress it and make it look intentional. And then I won't mat the photo. I'll just let the distressing kind of show up against the red. Now these photos are, the photo of Barrett is from a practice, and I guess his dad took the photo of the stadium at the same practice. He's got his first spring game, and he's very optimistic about how well the team is kind of gelling together. There have been some problems with coaching, the team getting discouraged and not putting in the work, and all kinds of opinions that you hear from parents and kids and so forth when they're having a losing season. And Barrett's not used to losing seasons, coming from his success in middle school. Let me put these photos where I can ever find them again. Okay, so I've got those, and I'm gonna put them on foam too, but first I've got that down, and I'm just gonna trim around it so it has that white edge. And I've never done that before, but I like it. It's the same thing as backing it with white cardstock and then putting foam dots under it, except it's different. And I've got some, I've picked out some flares that are in the right colors, and this football may or may not be part of my title. I've got a couple options. I pulled out my sports supplies, and this sticker was bent back, and so that's kind of what made me decide I might want to use it. Okay, this is definitely more interesting on this side. So the class was absolutely wonderful yesterday. We did together with Christina, and I was working right along with her, keeping up with the projects, as were most people in attendance. There were quite a few who had other, who have lives and other things to do, and they're going to go back and watch the replay. And with the replay, of course, you can stop and start and take it at your own pace. But I am not very good at going back and watching replays of classes that I have missed live. I can't explain to you why that is. I'm just not good at it. So, okay, here's my idea. My title is going to be, Are You Ready for Some Football? And so football is going to be the big element here. And I may punch out this if I feel like that's a better way to say football. The red in here, kind of, there are a couple of reds. There's one kind of raspberry red, and here too, as well as this kind of crimson red. And so I'm planning to kind of organize these guys in a maybe like that, and then not quite sure what I'm gonna do there, but the photos are gonna kind of go, oh, my distressing is getting all over my black background. This is just amazing. We went around, did the outside, then the middle, and then the inside, and then putting those stars on, which is just amazing. I don't know if I want to line those up perfectly like that. And let's see if I do. I could overlap those and then do this one down here. Now, my idea is that I would use tiny letters to do Are You Ready For? And this blue, this is a, gosh, I don't know what year it's from, 2012. It's a French Country Graphic 45 collection, and it's the alphas. But this blue is perfect, and the kind of grunginess of the background behind the letters is perfect. I wish the letters were white, but you know, that's a small thing. And I thought I would arrange those kind of across the photos, and then the word football would be somewhere in here. And so I'm thinking that tells me that I need that football there. And it's, if I put it right here, I can tuck it behind those stars. So let me get my trimmer out again in order to punch that. And of course, I'm going to put it over the project. In order to punch that out, I need to cut this other row off. Well, actually, yeah, I want to punch it, or do I want to just fussy cut it? Let's just fussy cut it, and then I'll distress it like I did the photos. Okay, that's much easier, and I can kind of toss that away because I'm not going to use it. Now let's see if I can get a little bit closer, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a white edge, and then I'll distress that so that if it's not perfectly even, it's not going to matter. Get my trimmer off here because that's probably not a great place for it. I'm wondering if this will take as long for each layout as when I do my own designs. Let's see, where did my distressing tool go? You're probably looking straight at it. In the absence of it, I'm going to do this, even as I look around to see if I can find it somewhere. I'm going to prop this up and have it kind of busting out of those. Now the red here clashes with the red there. So is there anything I could or should do about that? Oh, there's my distressing tool. Who knew? It does give it a little bit rougher edge than the scissors, and I kind of like that for this layout. And I need a question mark somewhere. So maybe I'll have room for a question mark right there. Does that look bad? I think because there's enough of this kind of red all around it, that doesn't matter. But it still makes me want to put a white background behind the photos. So let me do that. I'm gonna kind of cut that. Here's the trimmer coming back out again. Let's go. For sure, I need to cut like that. Well, actually, let's do this. I'll place these on here. And do I want, I think I want these two. This is not a very interesting part of the photo, nor is this, so I can write my little blue letters across there. So I'm gonna do that kind of spacing there, and this kind of spacing here, and it actually works out perfectly. But is that too wide? It is. So let me bring this in closer. And I'll trim some off both sides. Okay, and a lot off the bottom. There, that's that thick cardstock that I hate using for this, but I didn't bring any of my other cardstock. Okay, I don't want to cut that too short. I'll leave some, and if I leave some space, that may be where I can put my letters. I might not have to cross the photos. Okay, let's see now. I have my other layouts where my trimmer wants to go. So this one looks like it needs to be up a bit. There we go. And then that should fit right in there. And then I'm going to raise the whole thing up on foam. But first, I think I'm going to try to, let's see what we have. Kind of going by this link. So AREYOUREADYFORSOME. Okay, so just looking at the size of the letters, I have room to write, "Are you ready for some?" And let's do that. I bet not a lot of people use basic gray on sports layouts. So I'm going to do these straight but wonky and kind of overlapping the red. And this is probably going to be the most infuriating part of the video. because it's me pulling tiny letters that may or may not have any stickiness to them. I don't want that much of a difference in the height. So just a little bit of wonkiness there. And normally I might mount these on foam, but there are too many words. So that would be kind of time consuming, and this is all going to be raised up on foam and they're going to stand out anyway, so I don't need that extra dimension. So there, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, and I'm going to hold on to that O because I need it for the word for. And I like it when some of the letters have been used and I'm able to just scoop up the next. I used to use these tiny letters a lot more than I have lately, and I think it's because I do make videos for most of my layouts, and this is kind of time consuming and not all that fascinating to watch. So I kind of do things that are quicker and easier. Although this is one of those things that I could do off camera. There's my O now. Hopefully it's not permanently stuck to my finger. And I need an R. And for those of you not into American football, are you ready for some football is kind of a rallying cry before I don't know if it is now or it just used to be, particularly Monday Night Football, some television broadcasts. There was kind of a characteristic voice. Are you ready for some ... football? And I suppose I could do some ... over here. Let's do some ... I did my ... Okay, now let's do foam. I've got my white foam here. I may need that white foam for something else. I'm reasonably certain I'm not going to use any orange foam. So we'll hide that back here. Okay. Gonna do that. press that down. And this needs some foam. Cut the square too big. These colors just screamed sports layout to me. Let me see if I can slide that under there. I like that. And then I'll slide the bottom one of those. And that kind of leaves this open for some of the embellishments. These little blue circles, there's 6 of them. And they're really cute. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and here. Let's just maybe place them like that, and I might do a flare right in the middle. Actually, I'm gonna use the this place flare because this is the place. Maybe I could use that. Now I'm going to use it up here. Okay, so enough faffing about, as my British friends say. I love that term, and it just sounds like what it is. Okay, and I ordered another roll of this, and when I'm sure it won't be in before I get to the end of this one. And so it'll force me to have to use some of the things that I don't like as well. So I'm gonna put that, love this place. This says real life right now. And it's got that flag there. I kind of like that. I'm gonna scooch it under this there. Okay, my other flares are, I think this blue might be cool there, especially if I can get it up under those stars and have it kind of show. Oh, how about I could have it underneath that star? It kind of, that looks a little hokey. So how about right here? And then the red one could maybe go there. If I'm going to do that with the red one, I'm going to do this with that one, because then the red one's up higher. And the reason I would put the red one here is because when we cut apart, I didn't do a very good job of cutting right there. So I'm going to cover that up. And I had, there was one of my dear friends, and Lisa, you know who you are, commented on one of my layouts about my, the special touches that I add to my layouts. And I said, okay, that's great, because that means she hasn't noticed that most of my special touches, quote unquote, are covering up mistakes I've made. So that's certainly the case now. So this blue isn't the same blue as the letters. They work with this blue and some, like some of these, but I don't want to put the blue that close. The red, however, looks fine there. So I'm going to switch places. These. That's just so cute. These flares are all from the May release at Dottie About Flare. These two are from the Dottie Stripey Spotty collection. And this one is from a travel collection that's all black and white, and it's amazing. That goes somewhere else. Here are my little blue things. Let me carefully take them out of the bag and carefully find some glue and kind of, I'm going to put a little group of them here. And we're almost done. And that took almost as long as doing a real layout, or one from the beginning. These are little kind of rubbery donut circles, and they're awesome. I could use some of these. So I need to ask Christina if she has those in her shop, or I need to go look at her shop and see. There's a little bit of glue showing right there, but it's not going to show for long. It will dry clear and flat. And I'm going to go, I need a question mark there, right? I think what I will do is hunt for one in my alphas and put it there. I'm gonna have to do that off camera because I don't have my big my big collection of alphas wouldn't fit on this table, so I don't have them on the table. Down. Okay, so I'm going to call this one finished, except I do want to put a white question mark right here. So I absolutely love this page, and I think Barrett will too. And I will maybe try to do, I have the other half, this was cut from a 6x12 piece, have the other half. I might try to do a companion page, not a double page spread, because you know I hate those. I'll do a companion page for some pictures from the game. And I may fill this as a, or do something like do the framework and then intersperse photos of the game all around the frame, and then have my embellishments in the center. Just kind of do, it would be opposite day. So I'm going to put this aside, and I don't need the graphic 45 alphas anymore, so I'm going to put those aside. Now let's work on what may be an easier page. I have, it's a half and half page, kind of a la Chamel's hot design right now. And this is some old Bo Bunny paper. This is Damask Love. It's a paper that we cut all these icons out of. There's some Aggie Holmes tickets on either side, some little clear rainbow stickers. I'm not sure who did those. There was a little bit of mixed media, bubble wrap in light pink paint, and I've got this big thing here. These things I've glued down. There's some torn papers there that are Paige Evans Wonders papers, and I was going to save this page for photos from the vacation we're getting ready to take to Pensacola, and there are signs like this. These are kind of 50s cool sort of signs, and there's a sign as you enter Pensacola. I realized that the bridge that kind of takes you, the road that kind of takes you by that sign is closed because the bridge is closed. Anyway, who knows whether it'll be open by the time we get there in late June. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just putting a picture of the Hotel Margaritaville Beach Hotel, I guess it is, on Pensacola Beach, leaving a white frame around the photo out of photo paper, not matting it with white. And then I'm gonna mat it with this yellow and I'm gonna do it down here. I'm gonna make kind of a fold over like that, so that I can put a couple photos or more inside, make sort of a little fold over booklet. So we'll see how that works out for me. Let's see. I'm noticing that this isn't even, so I'm going to have to embellish that or hide it under some of those icons. Depending on how I put my paper into the printer, I may or may not get a photo that's square with the paper, and yet I cut things square, on my trimmer. Sort of. Okay, now, I'm going to kind of do some sizing here. It's going to stick up a little bit, so that's fine. That means it doesn't fold back my... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fold it. Let me put it in the trimmer and try to, let's see what I can use there. I'll use this popsicle stick to create my fold. Okay, so there's that, and then that tells me I cut it off right there. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm sliding it in here now, and I'm not going to glue it. Because I want to put some more photos in there. And when I do that, I probably will, in my page protector, I will either create a lifting piece that goes up and sticks out the top of the page protector, or I'll cut a hole in the page protector and let this stick out, and then when you open it up, you'll see the icons. You'll see the photos behind the icons. So right now, I'm just going to tuck it all in there because it looks better for photographing. And these are some of the embellishments that we had left. I'm going to insert the little rainbow up here. I wanted to be sure it was going to show. And I'm just going to do some of these guys here. I'm going with the let's do that. And then I may do a yellow sequin if I can find my yellow mix. This is Limeade Twist by Spiegelmom Scraps. And these are kind of lime green. And there's lime green down in here, so I'm going to do that. Kind of put it right there. And I'm going to do a similar grouping right in here. And I'll put my sequin right there. Not a big design element, but something that just adds that sparkle and kind of brings out that other color. Now I'm going to look for flare, and I may just use one. I may use one of these wonky hearts. So I'm thinking the lime green. What about you? I love these wonky hearts. These are also from the May release, and I love them. This has so much going on that I really don't want to overdo it, and I want to keep the embellishments pretty much on that horizontal there because it's such a great design. So this one's going to go pretty quickly. It's going to peek out behind the beach sign and the palm tree. Okay, so I'm not going to put a title on this one. I may have, if I put a lifting kind of mechanism on here, and inside, I may add journaling about this being our home away from home and one of our very favorite places back in the day. You know what I may do? I would like some of that to show. So I may just cut the bottom off of this. You know, that's a design decision, right? Why not? It will not show because it's going to be tucked in here, but it adds so much to have that extra layer of frame showing up there. So, yay, I'm happy with that. And I've got my flare on there. Let me put my sequins away before they get everywhere. You know, like every time I use sequins on a layout, I find them, oh, I don't know, in the laundry room, in the living room. I walk around barefoot a lot, so they end up on the bottom of my feet and in the shower. I'll clean the hair out of the shower drain, and it'll have sequins in it. Okay, put that aside. This I absolutely love. Oh my gosh, with the photo on there and pushing it down like that so you can see, it's like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 mats behind it. I love it. So again, thank you, Christina, for that incredible design. Now this one, I didn't get as far because a lot of the elements on here are going to overlap the photo. And so I clipped everything together just as Vicki Boutin would have instructed me to. And there's part of that cut file. And I've got black and white photos. So what we did here was we glued these papers. There was a wheel. We cut out a pie-shaped piece from the wheel, and then use that as a template for cutting out everything else. And then we glued them onto the wheel and then backed the wheel in black so that we'd have this black edging. And I will confess that when I did mine, I must not have cut true to my template every time, because I ended up with some white showing when I cut straight lines. And so I just, I edged them in black. I can see right here that I didn't do this one, so that may be one I have to cover up. Again, design decisions based on covering up mistakes. What I've got here is a photo of Katie and James, and she ordered there's a photo of him at a business conference where he went to an exhibit, and you really can't see it that much, but there's a big King Kong exhibit, and then you could stand inside the arm, so it looked like the King Kong has him in his arms. And so I've got 3 different edits of this, and I want to arrange them to somewhat mimic the fact that they're all around in a wheel. So let me use my tiny attacher to do this. Anyway, Katie loved that picture, so, or she wanted to make fun of her dad about that picture. So she sent it off and had a t-shirt made for her that has that photo on it, and she titled it Big Big Boy. And so her, let's see what colors I want. I'm going to put some embellishments here to kind of hide, or can I just pull that up? Let me just pull it up and get my ink, and I'll ink it. I think I did all the others. This one's not staying on there very well. it's supposed to be, it's not intended to be perfect. And boy, is that a good thing. This is really stuck, but it'll go back. It's not intended to be perfect, but it's probably not intended to be as imperfect as mine. And I'm going to push this out here a little bit. Yes, I did get that ink on there. Looks like space for another embellishment, right? Okay, so I'm going to back the photos with some foam. Let me go back to that orange foam. And I'm going to put them out there without any matting. And I know that I'm going to have embellishments in the diagonal corners. If I do the diagonal this way, then I'm covering up the purple and indigo part of the wheel, which I love, but it wouldn't bother me to have some little labels or something coming down there. If I do this, that's exposed, but I'm covering up the green. So what I most wouldn't mind covering up, probably, I'm still, if I do some tags there, let's see what we end up with here. How does that look? That leaves this there, and that's my least favorite one. Let's go here. Let's do it here. And I can do on these could be my diagonals. Kind of here bridging there, and here bridging here, this. Those are kind of far apart there. Okay, so I have some, I forget how Christina had hers, but as you can see, I didn't do a great job of cutting this cut file apart. So I still have, I can do it this way and just anchor it right there. Actually, I think this is, I think we do the diagonal of the stars this way. And I can go like that and like that. And then the tickets do the other diagonal. Okay, so let me, before I forget all of that, I'm going to go ahead and glue the stars down. And when I do classes like this, I take basic guidance and follow the parts that I am, maybe not sure how to do, or hard to explain. But then I let myself go my own way and let my photo and the feel of the layout kind of guide me the rest of the way. Put a little bit of glue there, so that's going to go on the photo, and that will anchor it unless I do something. I'm going to put it at a slight angle like that. Okay, there. And I may anchor this part with an embellishment. And I love this star, and it's gonna kind of go, I've got these labels to cut out. They're from, I think, Pretty Little Studio, and I'm not very good at fussy cutting straight lines, so I'm hoping that the overall wonkiness of the background is going to justify a bit of wonkiness in the frames. And what I'm doing, I forget exactly the order in which Christina arranged these. In this corner, I'm going with two cool colors, the blue and the aqua, and one warm color, the red. And in the other corner, I'm going to do two warm colors, the pink and the orange, and one cool color, which would be the green. So we shall see how that works out. The reason that I've got the red there, I kind of overlap that, is that this is the one that I want to put the heart in, and the heart is red, so I'd like to pick that up. I could use the same logic to put it on the other one, because then I'd have red in both corners, but there's red down here, and I'm just kind of overlapping these kind of randomly now, trying to get an idea of how I might want those to go. Okay, I think I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna put the red one down, kind of like that. I'm gonna put this one on foam, kind of like that. And I'll put this one bridging those with just adhesive all the way across it, so that they're, you know, kind of wonky. I've got all kinds of little cuttings over here. I'm going to do the same thing with this heart that I did a while ago. I'm gonna back it with white, and the white will just happen to be foam. So I'm gonna make a puffy sticker out of it. And I do this a lot with clear stickers. I tend to do fairly colorful backgrounds, and clear stickers are often beautiful, but not so beautiful with a really crazy mixed up background. So this is gonna go kind of off to the side right there. And again, I have no idea whether that's what Christina did, but it seems appropriate there. And I already see this red wonky hearts flare, and I hate that I'm covering up the lime green, because that's, you know, like one of my favorite colors. Not exactly the same color red, but might mean it's usable kind of over here. We'll see. But that was just an idea I got. I may use the purple one over here. I'm going to follow the color wheel with my, let me see if I can do this. The white paper is still showing here, and it's bothering me, and the black, inking didn't take care of it. So it's gonna just have to bother me. You know what I like is, I like doing this. Taking what's left on a sticker sheet and making another sticker out of it. I'm not sure if I can do it on this one because it was placed awfully close to the sticker above it. But I might be able to make it work. And you would think with all the stuff I have that will definitely last longer than I will, that I wouldn't need to do things like that to save, having to buy anything. I don't do it for that. I do it because I love these kinds of images. And now I'm kind of sitting here with this one, not knowing what to do with it. Let me put it down on something until I get to the point. Oh, I just broke it. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Okay, this one I'm gonna kind of go backwards. No, I'm not. I'll go with this, and I'm gonna put a little bit of foam under one end of it because it's not going to be squarely on this raised up portion. Kind of go like that, and then I'll do this and then this, something like that. We'll here, and then I'm going to put some more foam behind this one. And I can do some journaling on this, or, and I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm not quite sure. I want to tell that story, but I may type it up and cut it into strips. Okay, so now I'm not sure. Let me see if I can use this red heart outline. Okay, I'm all right with that. And let me do, if I had a tiny little heart, in lieu of that, I've got these little aqua rubber circles. I'm going to put one right there at the broken part of the heart so that I'm sure it won't catch on the page protector and, lift up. And let me do one maybe right here. And that's a good contrast with that red. So I'm going to do another one maybe right here, just offset from there. Okay, and up here, I definitely am going to, I may remove that and stamp a date there. Just because that's a perfect spot for it. Okay, where do I want to put this? Let's see, I'm going to do one of them on the red heart. I'll have to go back and look at what Christina did with hers. And when she teaches the class, she does it along with us. And she usually, her second one that she does with us is usually a little bit different from the first one. That was her example that she kind of did the supplies with. There's a little bit of a wonky cut right there, and I'm going to hide it by putting my spot there. And I've got this one left over. And I may glue it onto a flare. I don't know if I want to do that, or if I want to do it this way. This way would kind of, and if I got another kind of circular bit, let's see, do I have something? I don't want a sports image per se, but maybe something that just has a little bit of a round frame that can peek out there, and having it be black and white is perfect. Let me see. Oops, I've still got that. I'm going to glue that onto a flare, but I don't know which one yet. So if I did that, okay, that kind of gives something of a nesting place for that flare. I could do a thread nest. Where's my thread? I had my thread out handy. There's still, what I'm dealing with here is, and the thread would hide that, wouldn't it? Let's do we want black? I think we do. I've got a little piece of the photo that got torn somehow, and I'm not quite sure how that happened. I'm not aware, I wasn't aware of doing it when I did it. So I'm going to go with a really messy nest and kind of put my glue down and sort of cram it up in there. And where's my popsicle stick? I usually use that for such things. I sometimes forget to use my popsicle stick, and I grab my tweezers. And that's never a good idea. Don't do that at home, as John would say. So I had some glue on my thumb and ended up getting it there. Okay, so that will all glue down, I promise. There's glue up under the pop dot or the foam that's on there. Okay, so there's that. Is there another? I like this solid yellow one that comes from the floral set. That is, this may be the one that I glue the little dot onto, or I may do something else entirely. Maybe kind of scooch that one under there, and let's give it a nest. I'll nest all three of them. Lately I've done nests on pages. I haven't done every I haven't ever built nests for all of the flares on my page. So this one needs to be a little messier. Okay, and I love when it kind of sticks up like that. It's Missy Whidden-esque. There. Okay, now I need a dark blue flare. I don't think this is a splat, but I want something right there. And what I think I'm gonna do is go to my there's a collection called Natalie's Flares, and they're navy blue, with the hearts, the navy blue hearts. I've already got those wonky hearts, so let's not do hearts. There's the stripe, chevrons, and the geotag. Let's go with the chevrons. And yeah, I like that. And I'll put it up here where it'll hide the bad cut on that cut file. And this is going to be a long video, and I apologize to those of you who don't like long videos, or who hadn't planned on spending your entire Sunday watching me finish class layouts. But okay, let me kind of squinch that up a bit. And this one, I'm going to have to kind of set it down in the bed of glue and then moosh the flare on top of it. I'm going to have to make sure that I get some bits of it on each side. Let's put the flare There we go. Okay, and there's, there it is. I'm going to call this finished. I'm going to end the video now. I will be adding some things. I've got these dots that I think I'm not going to use. I'll save those for another project. I have these paper clips that I'm also going to save for another project. I have the purples and indigos showing and highlighted. I needed something down here, didn't I? I may figure out something to put down here. Maybe I don't know what I'm gonna do. I doubt that I'll do another flare there, but who knows? Let's see, what would be good there? I'll find something, and when I take the photo at the end, I will, you'll see it on there when I post it on Instagram and various Facebook places. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you didn't mind my indulging myself in filming as I finish these layouts. Oops, I've got this little guy right here. I didn't put it on anything. Let's do that. I'm going to put it over here on the chevrons. Or should I put it down there on the... Is this what I ought to be putting? Down there. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. That's Katie, so this needs to be a ladybug. I will put a ladybug there. I will find a ladybug. I have lots of them, and I'll put one there, and I may sneak one in, you know, someplace else. One facing down and this one facing up. So again, thank you for watching. This has been fun, and I've gotten all these things finished. So here's this one, and then here's the beachy one, and here's the sporty one. So 3 very different designs, all from the class yesterday, and finished up with my photos. Thanks for watching. Bye.